Hey, good morning everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. So this is not our normal venue of where we film our project videos, but I wanted to do one specifically that has to do with the freezer paper / label backer and the inkjet printer, because there's a lot of confusion on that, and I want to try and make this as comprehensive as possible to where we're covering all the bases and trying to answer all of those questions. So if you guys have watched a lot of our videos, my favorite transfer process is using the inkjet printer. There's nothing wrong with a laser jet printer. I've used that many times before, but my favorite really is the inkjet printer and using a transfer paper. Previously we were using freezer paper, but now we've kind of evolved and I found a label backer which is better. But anyway, let me go back. So the video that probably has the most views on our channel is incredible. It is video number 230, and that is where we first started using freezer paper, but we used freezer paper that was a roll. It was before I even knew that they made freezer paper in 8.5 by 11 sheets. So literally we got a roll from Walmart, we cut them into 8.5 by 11 sheets, and they were curling, and it was functional, but it wasn't good. So then beyond that, shortly after that video, we found this actual craft for crafters. They actually make an 8.5 by 11 freezer paper to fit in inkjet printers. So that made it super convenient, and I've been using this for several years. You guys know that. For several years I've been using this, but just recently, over the last month or two, I have decided to change to label backers. These are just, you know, literally like Avery labels. These are USPS labels, but these are, we just peel this stuff off of there. Now the thing that you want to do, whether you're using the freezer paper or whether you're using this label, what I call label backer, there might be another name for it, that's just my name for it, you definitely want to always print on the shiny side, okay? So the whole idea is that you want to print with an inkjet printer, not LaserJet. LaserJet won't work for this. So you want to print with an inkjet printer. And another question that I get on a regular basis is, how long do I let it dry? And it looks weird because it looks like it's setting up on top of the paper. The ink is sitting on top of the paper, which is exactly what you want. See, the whole idea is you don't want it to dry. And number one, it probably would take a week to dry anyway. It probably won't dry anytime soon. So we normally, when we do it, we print, and then we do our transfer within an hour or so, but I don't think it would make that big a difference if it was 6 hours, because it doesn't dry on top of there. It smudges super easy, and any of you that have tried it know that. So I wanted to kind of just clear up some, some misunderstandings on this. So we use and Vicky's going to come in here in a few minutes and show you exactly how we do it, the settings and everything, and how we do it on our printer. It may be a little bit different on your printer, but the other thing is, for stuff that you've got that's bigger than this, you guys know we use Rapid Resizer, and if you go watch several of our videos where Rapid Resizer allows you to take a piece of artwork and blow it up to then it prints it out in what I call tiles, which is in, you know, maybe 4 or 6 or 8 pieces like this, and then you put them together. And you can, if you go watch video number 305, and I've got many videos where I put those things together, but if you go watch 305, it's one where I was doing that pet memorial on that piece of white poplar. That's a really good example of what those things look like when they're put together. For this demonstration today, we're just going to do a single piece just to make it nice and easy, and the same process would be the same if you're doing multiple pages. You just have to trim them and trim them off and put them together. I generally put them together with, honestly, with just Scotch tape. So that's that. Now, the other thing that we do that I have showed, so let me move this stuff out of the way because I don't need that now, thank you, babe, is we found out by mistake one time that if we put some silicone spray on this shiny side, it tends to give a better transfer. But let me just say a disclaimer. Something's flashing.
My phone.
We're getting flashed. That didn't sound right.
No.
Anyway, it's Vicky's phone that is flashing when it gets an email. Anyway, so let me just say that I have had some feedback from a few people that said their printer didn't work real well with this stuff on the paper. So I know it works for my printer, for Vicky's printer, and we haven't had any problems at all. So I don't know whether you guys will or not. You may or may not want to use this. For us, it seems to give a little bit better transfer. So here's what I do when I put this on there. By the way, we're filming with our brand new camera, so I'm hoping it comes out right. So it's just one little spurt that I put right in the middle, and all I do is just spread that around. Okay, so I just spread it around, and now... Yeah, and you don't have to we can put that in the printer just the way it is right now. And that's all there is to the silicone spray.
Can you hold your silicone spray right there?
Yeah, so I use this brand, but I think you could use any silicone spray brand. I've never really found it.
What about Pam? Could you use
I think you probably could use Pam. I used the other day, I couldn't find my silicone spray, so I used WD-40, and it worked just fine. So, but again, your printer may act funky with it. Maybe it won't pick it up or whatever. So I can't tell you. Now I do know that though that I like this label backer better than the freezer paper. It's lighter. It's not quite as thick, but it's translucent so that when you have your print and you're putting it on your board, you can actually see your print through the paper. That's the one thing I didn't like about the freezer paper, because you can't really see where that print is in order to get it registered right where you want it on your board. So that is, I think, that is about all I wanted to cover on my part. What we're going to do now, we're going to shut the camera off, and we're going to switch spots, and Vicky's going to do her part, and I doubt whether I'll be able to keep my mouth shut, so I may be interjecting in there. But anyway, we'll be right back.
Okay, guys, so now it's my turn. So I get questions all the time. People asking me where I find my clip art or whatever. I use vectorstock.com for most of my clip art. Or I'll go to Google and I'll just type in turkeys or man and woman. But I always either type in man and woman silhouette, turkey silhouette, or let's say truck vector. And then you find the picture that you want, and make sure, you guys, it's really important, make sure there's no watermarks on it. If it's watermarked or it says something across the thing there, you can't use it because it is a trademarked clip art. So anyway, you can see here, I've got tons and tons of different clip art.
This is within your computer.
This is in my computer. These are files that I have saved. I have gotten and I have saved, or people have sent me and I have saved. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick something here. Where did I see that? Oh, well, let's do this one. This is one that I really like. So I can do it two ways. I'm just going to copy it, click copy, and I'm going to bring it into my Corel file. Corel is the file, the program that I use most of the time for all of my clip arts, templates and stuff that I make and different things like that. And then you can set it to the size that you want it. Set this screen by...
Now, one thing I will say, just as you're taking a pause there, Corel is a program that we paid for, and it was pretty expensive. But I have heard good things about Inkscape. They say Inkscape is like a free version of Corel that does a lot of the same kinds of things.
Right. Now, because this is going to be transferred, I have to mirror this image, meaning I have to turn it around so that when we print it out and then Eric puts it down, it's going to look like that. So I just have to go and find out where to do that. Well, I can do it this way, I think.
Well, is it really important to do mirror if there's no
lettering? Well, it is.
lettering?
It's mirrored. No, well, especially if you're doing lettering, yeah. But no, not necessarily, but I wanted to put that out there. And then I'm going to print it. So I'm going to print it. Now, you should always go into your printer preferences, and this should come up, or some kind of a menu that asks how you want it printed. What kind of paper you're using, doesn't matter. I always leave it on plain paper. Your print quality here. I normally print everything that I do on normal, but on something like this, I want to print my best. That's going to make it the best ink deposit or whatever as possible. So, what I'm going to do, so this is the shiny side, this is the side.
Okay, I got to swing over there. Hold on.
Okay. You got me?
Well,
we're just learning this new camera.
Yeah, this is a brand new camera.
I played with it more than Eric. This is his first time.
Yeah, obviously.
All right. So here's the paper, the label back paper that Eric sprayed with the silicone, shiny side. My printer, I don't know how yours is. Everybody's is different. I have to put it upside down. So I'm going to put it upside down.
Can you move over to your left a little bit? Just a little bit there.
There we go. So it's going in upside down. There we go. And then I'm going to click OK and print. And it's going to print it. And then from there, Eric takes it out, puts it on the board. That's not a good sound.
No, that's not a good sound.
Let's stop that. One thing I want to say, you guys, while this is printing, every once in a while, this paper will jam. It does. So you want to make sure after you spray that silicone, wipe it down good. Don't leave it like real wet, because that doesn't your printer won't like it. So here we go. When we're done here, can you zoom in on this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll see here, this is really cool. I think I want this carved.
That really came out nice.
Yeah, that came out really nice. But you'll see that, you can see the ink looks like it's like beaded up in spots, because it's just setting on there, which is, like Eric said, it's exactly what you want. Because then, and he was going to show you this paper where you could see through the back side of it. Yeah. You can see what you're carving or what you're laying out, what you're transferring there. So you don't want it dry. If it absorbs into the paper like regular paper will, it's in the paper. It's not going to transfer onto your board. You want it just setting on the surface of this paper.
Or if you tried to print on the other side.
Yeah, if you tried to print on that side, it's going to absorb into the paper. This is just sitting on the top. That's really nice. That would
make a really great transfer.
Yeah.
That would be...
I'm thinking I need a new sign.
Yeah, that would look really cool carved.
Yeah.
That would be
so
a great
this
transfer.
is, a project.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a project. So anyway, guys, that's what we wanted to show you. Eric, did you want
to... I guess, guys, we're hoping that we caught all the questions on this, that everybody can kind of understand that...
You know what I'd like to do? Can you get back on my computer?
Yeah.
I want to show you guys how I saved my clip art. And I know I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to now. Changes my mind. So I'm just going to go to Google and I'm going to type in, I'm going to type in, what do you want me to type in?
Frog.
Frog?
I don't know why.
Frog.
Just came.
But I want to do frog.
Silhouette.
So you can see right here, frog images, frog ping, all kinds of them. You got clip art, silhouette, black and white, even better. And then you're going to come back up here to where it says images and click on that.
Okay. I missed it.
Did you? Okay,
yeah.
Let me go back. So when you click...
Because this thing actually clears up as you zoom in.
Yeah, so here you go. We Googled frogs, black and white silhouette. Click on images.
Yeah.
And look at all of those images. This one here If you look at it, can you see that? See that
The one
watermark?
over to the right? Yeah.
Yes. See that watermark? You cannot use that. Not if you're planning on selling something. You could get in trouble. So don't do it. But let's see.
There's plenty of free stuff
There's
on
plenty
there.
of free stuff. There's let's find a cute one. He's cute.
Another another thing that you can do, guys, if you don't want to put in silhouette, you could put in clip art.
Yeah.
That's another way, which might have more details on it if that's what you're looking for.
And another thing on that, when you're doing this transfer, it will transfer color. So if you're just doing a craft project where you don't want to carve it necessarily, but you want to put it on a board and then do some carving around it or something, you can print it in color and just transfer it on your board. So you can do that. So then this is the frog I want to keep up here in the corner. So I'm just going to right click and save that image. Put it in my clip art.
All right, wait a minute. I was trying to zoom in on that because without zooming in, it's really
it's white.
White.
All right, so I right clicked. This is where I'm going to put it. I want it in my clip art file, and then you can label it cute frog and save it. And then you can just bring it up, bring it into your program, and you know, do whatever you'd like. So that's just a little extra tip. Because I get that question all the time. Where do you find your clip art? Or can you just, I get questions, or, you know, can you cut me a template of a hippopotamus? Well, you saw all the different frogs. If somebody said, can you cut me a template of a frog? I have no idea what kind of a frog, hippopotamus, truck, car, anything that you want. You have to go in here and find the picture and then send it to me. Again, don't send anything with a watermark on it, though. I guess that's it for me. I hope this helps you guys. We do get these questions quite often, and that's the best way we can think of to show you. So, hope this helps. Done?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, guys. If you have any other questions, email Eric at makeitwoodsign.com. Email me, Vicki with davesigns@gmail.com. Please give us thumbs up. That helps with the algorithms, which I just like that word, algorithms.
And leave us comments.
And leave comments. Yes, that helps too. That puts us up there as being noticed and watched. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.